Hello everyone, myself Vaibhav. In today's session, we are seeing the Dow Jones Industrial Average hovering closer to the 34,000 level. And as I had talked about in the prior session, the possible move, the possible decline in the Dow Jones Industrial Average is looking quite imminent in today's session. I think I had talked about the possibility of a fresh entry closer to the current levels and the stop loss was to be kept just above the prior swing high, closer to the 34,200. So if you had gone in for that trade, you might be still in the trade, and if you are not, you can look for initiating the fresh entries. So we will be looking at the technicals in today's session. And if we consider the data docket for the day, earlier in the day, we had the Bank of Japan's monetary policy announcement, and it was more of a non-event as there was no policy change, and the Bank of Japan left the interest rates unchanged at minus 0.1%, and also there is no change in its asset purchase program, the buying of Japanese government bonds. So that is also going to continue at the prior rate. And it has slashed its inflation forecast from 0.5% to 0.1%. So that's a significant change. And I think on the GDP front, they have revised the GDP growth forecast a bit higher to 4% compared to the prior estimate of 3.9%. And for European Union, we didn't really get many major data releases. And moving on to the North American data rocket, we had a housing price index data, and there also we are seeing substantial growth momentum, and house prices have gone up. In terms of year on year, the rise is fairly substantial at 12.2%, and even in terms of month on month, the rise of 0.9% is there. And then we got this consumer confidence data for the month of April, and it has gone on to rise more than 10% from the prior level. And now for this month, it is at 121.7 compared to the prior month's trading of 109. So more and more people in the United States are feeling confident enough to go out and spend, and that has boosted these reading higher in the month of April. On the commodity front, we are scheduled to get the API crude oil inventory data, and here not much of a change is being expected. I think we might see the crude oil inventories rising by around 0.4 million barrels, but no big move is expected on the crude oil, and I'm expecting it to continue to trade as per the technicals which have been indicating the possibility of a move higher. So in today's session of the market movers, we will also be looking at the technicals of the light crude oil. Let's start with the Dow Jones Industrial Average technical outlook first. This is the daily time frame chart, and here on the higher side, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gains have been capped around 34,200, and I think this is the level to look for initiating some short sell trades while keeping in mind the possibility of correction. And I am expecting at the bare minimum the Dow Jones Industrial Average to dip towards this prior swing high. So that's the immediate target around 33,000. Looking at the daily time frame chart, this is not a update on the possible trend change. The trend remains bullish, and unless and until we have any breakdown below these immediate swing low. I think from longer term to medium term perspective, the trend remains bullish, but there is more of a scalping opportunity where the stop loss also works out fairly sharp. So keeping that in mind, we can look for some profitable opportunities. On the lower time frame chart, we have this first resistance of this month's pivot point series coming into play around 24,000, and this has been the key level for last couple of sessions. The Dow has consolidated above and below it, the below these first resistance, and in today's session we are seeing fresh move on the lower side, and I think this might be the time to look for a shorting opportunity. And as I remember in Friday's session also I had talked about this possibility of shorting the Dow, and that holds true. We haven't really seen any significant move in either direction. The Dow has consolidated in this fairly narrow range for last two sessions, and that strengthens our belief that this resistance is not likely to be broken anytime soon. And keeping that in mind, as long as the Dow is trading below the prior swing high, we can continue to look for shorting opportunities while keeping the stop loss on the level just above this. So if we want to enter for the fresh trade in today's session, I think this confluence area of these three key SMS 50, 100 and 200, which is there around 34,000, is a good price point to enter. And that is going to keep our stop loss also fairly sharp. I think the stop loss anywhere closer to 34,200 should be good enough. So that entails the risk of around 200 points, and on the on the lower side, the target at the minimum can be kept below this immediate swing low. So that is going to be the risk reward ratio. And as I said, the 33,000 is also a possibility looking at the current consolidation phase, but that might take a couple of sessions more. So that trading break can also be taken, but then you might need to wait for a couple of sessions and hold the position. So depending on your preference, you can go for intraday trade or go for swing trade, and accordingly you will have to manage the risk. The stop loss, as I said, works out fairly close. Now moving on to the commodity segment, where the instrument of choice is Lloyd crude oil. This is the daily time frame chart, and here, after this consolidation closer to the US dollar 58 per barrel level, we have seen the light crude oil picking up the momentum and rising at least till this 64 level, and then from those levels it corrected again back toward this psychologically important 60 mark, and on those levels it has been holding for last couple of sessions. And I think looking at this consolidation, possibility is emerging that the light crude oil might be picking up its earlier momentum, the bullish momentum, and in due course of time, it is likely to even go on to touch the levels of this prior swing high, the US dollar 68 per barrel level, but that might take time from purely intraday to short-term perspective. The target can be kept closer to this immediate high around US dollar 64. So if we want to go for the trading opportunities in today's session, the buy trade can be initiated as long as the light crude oil is holding well above this central pivot point of this month's pivot point series. So we can continue to be confident here unless we see any fresh breakdown on the lower side. In that scenario, we will have to sit on the sidelines and wait out for the consolidation to complete, and after that only we will have to take a fresh positioning in the light crude oil. But as long as this level holds, the central pivot point is there around $61.5, and for the time being, light crude oil is trading closer to $62.5. So we have almost a dollar per barrel level of buffer on the lower side, and this can be considered as a crucial marker in today's session. If you consider the regression curve, as you can see, after this consolidation, the regression curve has now steeply inclined on the higher side. Of course, the price action is now in the lower band, and I think if we don't really see any significant move on the higher side, then in that scenario, the regression curve might flatten. But keeping these two technically important markers, the possibility looks quite strong. Of course, anything can happen, and in that scenario, we will have to look for the optimum trading entry. And for entry in today's session, I would suggest that you should keep in mind this confluence area of 50 and 100 SMAs on the lower side. So as long as light crude oil is trading above this confluence zone of these two SMA, you should be looking for the buy entry, and if it happens to be below it, then as I said, that will be the time to sit on the sidelines, not to go for short, but still even conditions will change and things won't be that horrible to initiate the fresh buy trade. So here we are anticipating the fresh breakout above these prior swing highs, and this is the third attempt. In last attempt also, just a couple of days back, the light crude oil didn't really succeed, and it then dipped all the way closer to the prior swing low. And from there on, it again picked up the momentum, and in today's session, it is trading closer to this. And I think the API data might prove a catalyst for any big move. So be mindful of that also. And as I said, technically speaking, this confidence zone is important from the buying side, and on the lower side this can be kept as a marker. So in the price band anywhere around 61.7 to 62.2, so here we have 50 cent per barrel price band, and any entry closer to this level is going to keep our stop loss fairly sharp. I think the stop loss anywhere closer to $61 should be good enough, so we don't have to take too much risk. And as I said, on the higher side, the price being high can be targeted. So here we have the possibility of profiting more than 2 percentage point if the trade turns out as per the anticipation. So that's it from my side for today's session. If you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risks associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time. Do subscribe to the Nicholas Webinar channel to stay updated on market developments. Goodbye.